again. Don't fall behind. Say don't be late.
Sorry to do it, but I think I gotta cut in on Sonic. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weeby Wednesday and the weebiest game of them all. Why is it so quiet? This is outstandingly quiet. Maybe it's supposed to be quiet? Okay, it's getting louder. We got some animes coming up. How's everybody doing? Yeah, Malcolm, so it's been really interesting. So I compared this game to like what I consider like hyper JRPGs, the mobile apps like Raid, Shadow Legends, or Galaxy of Heroes, Marvel Strike Force, those kinds of things, where it's kind of more about the fourth dimensional headspace of turn-based RPGs. That's what Final Fantasy XIII started to do. I really thought it was fascinating how they... And 12 did this to a degree too, but 13 seemed to do it even more so. Like, it's more about the meta decisions you make, not picking everything from a menu. We know you're going to do that. It basically minimized all the decisions that didn't matter, which I thought was really cool. Like that's how you actually evolutionize game design. You look at the actual flow and the decisions that matter and the ones that don't, and then you retool the mechanics to get rid of the decisions that don't matter and focus in on the ones that do, and make them more interesting. That's what 13 did, eventually. 12 is more make your character a red mage and cast dark more than anything else. I never got into like the like statistical complexities of 12. Did they re-release 13 and you didn't say anything? No. They have done nothing new with this game. This is the game on PC with a graphics mod. I get it's one of those magical DLLs you can just drop in a folder and it fixes everything. So I'm guessing it just kind of like converts whatever bullshit this was into OpenGL or something like that. Which is... God bless the people who write graphics containers and wrappers and stuff. I was just thinking about that. I grabbed one of those for Diablo 2. Just a DLL. Boop! Just drop it in and all of a sudden, it's a modern game. Love it. Ugh. For how beautiful console is, you can't just run Final Fantasy 13 in 4K. Yes, Captain, thank you very much. I do indeed owe you another thank you for that. Okay, what were we up to last time? Alright. Lightning's sister Sarah turned into a giant crystal. And she was kind of, I guess, the thing that kicked off this whole narrative. Lightning was breaking into some kind of facility to save her sister. Zaz was there. So the deal is, there are these creatures, Fal'Cie, yes, Fal'Cie, as near as the story seems to set it up so far, they're kind of like gods. They're like anime gods. They are other dimensionally beings, and they just kind of float there, and they look crazy, and they have superpowers. They don't really talk, but they do communicate somehow, because they will charge human beings with a mission from God. It's got a name, and you get a really funky looking like techno tribal tattoo. But the god doesn't tell you what the quest is. You just got to figure it out. If you don't do it, you become a zombie. If you do it, you become a crystal. So Lightning's sister did it. L'Cie are the cursed, Fal'Cie are the gods. Okay. Alright. L'Cie are the ones that are, cursed by a god with some task that is unknown. Yeah, eternal life. Yeah, you live forever. Okay, so now our entire cast has the curse. They've all been cursed by a god to do something. We don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. And I guess you get hints about what it is, and you get like visions the closer it gets to your time limit. Alright. Okay, so we're there. There's also a little kid whose mom died in what it could be considered a genocide. So that's fun. He blames the leader of a local resistance group, like a local terrorist resistance group, which is essentially a knockoff of Avalanche from Final Fantasy VII. Don't forget, if you fail your focus, you turn into a Saith. Yes, which is a zombie thing. That is correct. Thank you. Focus is also what it's called. It's called a focus. Yes. All right. So there's an annoying guy with a do-rag who's leading a local terrorist resistance cell. And then a boy with little boarding shorts got mad at him because he didn't save his mom. But then again, also thousands of people have died today. In what appears to be organized ethnic cleansing by some kind of government agency in this world. We don't know where we are, but there is some sort of like authoritarian regime that is seeming to use the presence of a god in this area, Falsi. He's using that as an excuse to come through and just kind of kill everybody, or round them up and send them all to jail. So perhaps it was placed there to create this situation. So there's like some kind of political machination going on along with the anime magic. Now, all I'm going to do is hit some buttons, run down hallways, and anime sparkles will happen. That's the story that's happening in all this mess. Okay, give me a beat here. Remind myself what's going on. Okay, that's actually pretty good kit. Can't remember what paradigms. His name is Hope. There it is. What paradigms Hope has. There's also a nice little rundown of everything in here. If I'm feeling spicy at some point, maybe we'll dive into the actual lore. But for now, I'm having fun trying to follow it on my own. It's a fun task to see if it's even a reasonable expectation that a human being could do it. This game's already confusing me. Why is it telling me to enter a big pile of rocks? All right.
Just move around and make things easier on us.
I don't know, man. Is there a way to see a bigger map? Where am I? Look, this game's already blown me up here. Shut up, Zaz. I want to get into a fight. That's okay. Found it. Isn't there a way to like hit people? No. I think yes. This game does have some kind of surprise mechanic, right? Enemies have like vision cones and shit. I'm gonna guess it won't matter. All right. Remember all that stuff I said? I just hit A lot and I won. It's not always like that, but it's like that now. I guess I haven't been over there. What if there's secrets? What's up, trackpaddin'? Look at this treasure chest. Yeah, you can like... I thought you could sneak up behind him. 15 lost the Final Fantasy magic. It looks plain. It's... The Final Fantasy, the aesthetic is definitely more subdued in 15. Yeah. And I can see how that would make it maybe not as magical. Oh, Strips. Thank you for the raid. Playing some big time strategy games today. It is very difficult to not think 14 is the best Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's I always say that. It's kind of a gotcha answer. But I agree. It's big. It hits kind of all the notes of every Final Fantasy. It doesn't really have like a real strong sci-fi element yet. It kind of does. But yeah. It's the best. It's like got the best music. There's tons of it. Lost somebody. Wait till the moon? Yeah. I'm thinking this next expansion... It's weird, because I thought this next expansion would be, like, more high fantasy style. It seemed like a pretty clear reference to Final Fantasy IV to me, which is pretty out there, fantasy style. Like, they can just kind of do whatever they want in that game. The Wizards did it. Remember the name of the graphics mod, and is it compatible with the Steam version? It is compatible with the Steam version. I don't remember the name, but if Captain's still in chat, they would. I could probably look it up in my browser history.
Stay sharp.
Wait, I probably have a Phoenix down. I do.
Just stay out of my way.
I like that 15 had a great tie-in with the real world. I think that made it more approachable and relatable. Yeah, it's different styles, I think, and I could totally understand somebody preferring a bit more of an anime flavor, because yeah, 15 tried to be a little more real, which is weird because that game also got pretty out there. I'm Luke. Thanks for gifting a sub. I did not like that you couldn't control when you brought out summons. Are there summons in 13, and can you control when they come out? Yes. But yeah, I thought the summon system in 15 was very strange as well. It almost seemed like, yeah, summons were just kind of there as a... I don't know what they were there for. It was like a plot point more than anything else, and beyond that, it just seemed like it was an easy and non-committal way to get the mechanic in there, just to kind of check it off of a list or something.
We'll be okay now.
Also, why are all the prompts keyboard? I wonder if that's like an option I have to set. There it is. Haha! Now the game is perfect. Been playing 12 Zodiac Age since last time you played this game. It's been fun so far. That is a fun game. I would like to pick that one up too. But I don't know. Somebody mentioned the new game minus mode, and I was super into that idea. But you have to finish the trial mode before you can play the game on that. Which means you have to get a party that's pretty far into the game. So it's probably a good idea to not allow people to fuck themselves like that from the outset, but I really want to. Considering how powerful and grand they wanted the summons in 15 to be, I think it'd feel bad if you could summon them at will, and they would have to be harshly nerfed in power. It'd suck with Giant Titan doing no damage. That's a really good point. Yeah, I mean, I guess I've accepted the number twist in Final Fantasy for a long time. You know? Knights of the Round and stuff like that. Like, Sephiroth blew up a couple planets a couple times when you fight him at the end of Final Fantasy. To me, I always thought that just like having overblown anime power fests was kind of part of it, but then the numerical part of the game was just there for the gameplay. Like, Final Fantasy to me always seemed pretty explicitly separated. It's that we have these elements and they all do what they do, and we're not even going to try to blend them because it just doesn't make sense to. Which is why I always thought it was interesting that the stories were always 100% linear. It's like, why blend gameplay and storytelling? So, yeah, I see what you mean. It's never stopped Final Fantasy before. You know, doing this huge, like, robot stomping on somebody animation and 300 pops out. I'm like, okay, we'll keep fighting. It's an interesting twist, though, because, yeah, then how do you make something scarce without making it a pain in the ass for the people who want to farm it? And I guess that was a fair compromise. There's more crystals. 15 was to be the more real Final Fantasy game, so it made sense what they did. Yeah, that makes sense. You do, I think in 15 probably successfully sells the scale and power of a summon more than any other Final Fantasy, and that's probably why. Also, the rarity of it does make it feel like a special occasion,
Stay close. I want to look around.
or the randomness of it, even. You do need that aspect of just like the stars have to align. Or that this is a living thing and it has free will, and it just chose to show up today. Well, we get a nice chunky boss fight. I don't know. I find that the exploration of those ideas really, really fascinating. It's not. Sorry, I keep hitting that. I don't know why keep thinking that's a paradigm. So, if anyone's curious, oh wow, I'm annihilating this thing. This game was one of the first to use like a secondary stamina meter or have a stagger mechanic that was like displayed in numerical. This is something that, you know, has been used by games like Sekiro.
What are you talking about? Charging for what?
So I think it deserves a lot of mechanical credit for that, because that's a pretty brilliant way to, again, focus on the headspace. It's basically a way to put to numbers the soundness of your strategy. So if you're playing to stagger, then you're pursuing a meta objective and you're using the game's mechanics to pursue it. It's a really cool way of sort of giving players direct feedback, I think. But so here's the idea. Different roles affect that meter differently. And this is where it gets a little annoying, because it doesn't ever quite super tell you this. I think you do have to dig into some tutorials, but the tank class will make the meters drain slower, whereas DPS classes will make it fill faster, but drain faster. So you need a mix of hitting it with tank skills to slow the meter, and DPS skills to actually fill it up and top it out. In the middle of all that, you have to balance healing, which is basically taking away one of your DPS or tanking roles, potentially doing buffs and debuffs, picking classes that have the abilities that specifically target the weaknesses of that enemy and figuring that all around. 7 Remake does everything better. Yeah, but I mean, this is where those ideas came from, though. And it's been really cool to see Square iterate on these ideas, because they were good ideas. They just weren't really fully realized in 13. But I think that's really fascinating, too, is when you can go back and see the advent of something new, especially when it's wrapped in a package like this. Good God. Ravager makes it fill fast but drains fast. Commando makes the drain slow so you can combo with Ravager. Exactly. Exactly right. Did it go to keyboard commands again? Oh, no, okay. I can't remember what barrier does. Oh, that's right. I have that ability. Hold on. It's a technique. Yes. What's cool is AI people will automatically use whatever weakness they have if you know what it is. So it's that other thing of just like, they know that you can like match colors. You just have to know what the color is. So it doesn't matter that you know how to pick the right thing once you know what it is. That's the boring part. Uh-oh. Ow. Alright. Just get something else so the meter doesn't drop. That's not change. What's really the meter drain is I think it matters when you top out too. If your meter's draining really fast when you go into stagger, it'll drain faster in stagger or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that. I remember there being a lot more. Oh, Ravager does not make the stagger drain faster, it just doesn't add much time to the stagger bar. Okay. But it does accelerate draining out, right? I never actually did read up specifically on how every single mechanic works. You just kind of get a feel for it after a while. It's weak to green. Use green. Exactly, right? But you can trust the computer to make that decision for you. Ooh. Alright, the buff and debuff. The support rolls is when it started getting fun. That's when it really did feel like you were kind of shuffling a deck more often.
Check it out.
Which in a way is almost kind of like... No, it's not really quite like collectible card. More fan of the classic turn-based style. Are there any Final Fantasy since this that have that style? Like straight menu based? Like Dragon Quest 11, Persona.
This'll make things easier.
There's been Bravely Default, Brave Exvius,
You
Bravely
should
Default.
be negative.
Yeah,
And you shouldn't get your hopes up.
Octopath, but I wouldn't super recommend that. Honestly, Dragon Quest 11, it's not Final Fantasy, but it's still anime, and it's very closely cropped to that style. Oh, Bravely Default 2 finally came out? Oh, I need to check that out. Ten uses classic turnstiles. That's true, it does, yeah. I think, well, I'm gonna basically use whatever excuse I can to plug 14, but I think in spirit 14 is awfully similar to that style too. You're just, you know, you're hitting hotkeys instead of picking it from a menu, but it is a lot of just doing the same thing over and over again. It really is. And then in boss fights, of course, the pace picks way up, but
The C spot. I repeat, the C spot.
all right. Yeah, so Snow stayed behind to try to dig his girlfriend out of a crystal formation with some
You gonna lend me a
debris.
hand or what?
Hope you're good at switching, because now you're all alone. Yeah, that's the brilliance of 13 is that it repeatedly teases you with becoming interesting and then backs way off. For the sake of narrative, that makes no sense. Lightning is definitely one of the reasons why I like the type of women I like. How would you, interesting, Spencer. How would you characterize Lightning's personality? This game looks damn good though. This is the power of PC. This game does not look this good on console. I checked. And it runs at like 30. It still runs at 30 FPS, I think. Stoic and Dom. I think that makes sense to me, yeah.
Watch yourself. Stay alert.
Kind of quiet and dangerous. He meant he likes anime girls. I mean, that's fine too. I think you can read into Lightning's personality, but it's almost it's what you read in almost the gaps of her personality. Anyway, here's a motorcycle. Here's a motorcycle ice god. I hope that's cool. So is this other l'Cie that are deciding to like manifest and help him? Also, Fang rules. I remember Fang being one of the only characters where I was like, I actually kind of like you. Like, you kind of react to things in a way that doesn't seem insane or completely ethereal and emotional. View the tutorial. At the start of your battle against an Eidolon, a time limit is imposed upon you via a doom counter. As you demonstrate your power to the Eidolon, its Gestalt gauge will slowly fill. Attack the Eidolon until this gauge is full, and then press X to claim victory. Libra. Defensive rolls are effective against the Shiva sisters. Alright then. Chain bonuses. Oh, okay. Each one has a different thing you gotta do. Come on. Steel guard, yeah, lasts for a while. I think. Oof. I don't know if I'm getting a whole lot of chain bonuses here. You get more tips the more you do it? Okay, yeah. Defend against and endure attacks cannot be provoked.
Come on, then.
Alright, we'll see how this... What the hell is the ATB charge? What? She was the last minute addition to the game? Fang was originally meant to be a man? Really? The Eidolons are like spirit guardians and avatars of the Fal'Cie. Okay. I guess the thing that sometimes confuses me is, I guess the notion that we're not meant to know what the hell they want or what their, like, awareness or consciousness level is. I feel like I'm fucking this up. I feel like I'm not getting a whole lot of gestalt for guarding. Am I gonna fail this? I think so. You press Y to cut off the ATB and attack early. Don't know if somebody already told you that. Makes managing quick stagger bars a little easier. Oh, that's a good point. I did forget about that. I guess I didn't. I guess I assumed that they wouldn't ask me to do stuff like that this early in the game. Damn it! Close. Got close that time. Wait, what? How long was that there? I thought I had to fill the meter. The meter fills at Gestalt. Oh. Hey, alright. Yeah. I guess I'm pretty good at this game then, huh? Guess I'm pretty good. So the bike's two girls scissoring. Yes, it is.
The twin sisters.
Anime rules.
I gotta hand it to you for taking them down. But don't gloat just yet. Might come a time you wish you'd let them end it. And made things easy.
More of you, huh?
He's a lassie. Take him.
Back off.
You want to keep breathing? Shut up and come quiet.
Snow was made to be sexy. Yeah.
Bring her this way!
That's the weird thing is there are characters who are like kind of precisely tuned for Japanese pop culture at that moment, and it didn't really hit in the US. Not that it meant to, really. But it was kind of interesting and unexpected, like.
Sarah. Sarah!
He's just got that gristle blonde.
Stand down.
Gilgamesh, Judo, chop! I was thinking that. Damn.
Why are you helping them?
It's the absolute best.
If I were you, I'd worry about myself.
Works every time. Just, oh! I just hit the deck. Ugh. It's really easy to knock people out. Sure, they're making a live-action Powerpuff Girls show, a CW show. No, I did not. Man, it's just full steam ahead, recreating the 2000s now, huh? I guess that's more late 90s thing. That makes sense. That's where we're at.
Did we get him?
We got one of them.
They're still behind us.
Stop that! Hey! I said stop! You wanna die?
How are you gonna lose them?
You got me, kid.
Then let me.
No, thank you. They're still on us? We're taking hits. Come on, give me a break. Hang on.
That whole sequence feels like it's like 20% too fast. Yeesh. That was intense.
Oh, that's good.
Just wondering if there's a podcast today. I don't think so. Actually, wait. No, that's right. Somebody is busy.
Just moments ago, the Sanctum announced the successful conclusion of the Purge, along with the safe arrival of the cocoon migrants to their new homes on Pulse.
Yes, that is correct. There's no denying the enormity of the strain the Purge placed on us all. But given the tens of millions of lives at stake, there truly was no alternative.
Primarch Daisley stood by the move, stressing the necessity of the relocation. When asked about the possibility of future purges, the Primarch remained non-committal, stating only that he would seek counsel with the Fal'Cie Eden and weigh all options before making a decision.
The damn government.
If it makes the Sanctum look bad, it never even happened.
Fucking government.
In all the
Lying to us.
since the War of Transgression, Cocoon has been spared Pulse aggression and prospered for it. It is essential that we maintain this peace. That is the Sanctum's focus. We will continue employing every resource available to combat these threats to the harmony of our society.
Meaning, we'll be running for the rest of our lives.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
who is this guy?
He's the Magic Pope.
I mean, what do they teach kids these days? He's Gallant Daisley, the Sanctum Primarch. Murderer-in-Chief.
Gotta catch the audience up
Nearly
sometime.
90% of the Cocoon
Fal'Cie.
citizens agree with the Sanctum's handling of the Purge. 70% of respondents said they would also support additional purges were the need to arise.
Let's purge everybody. That'll fix it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hey,
Isn't this the one everyone hates? Pretty much, yeah. I don't know. I'm finding myself able to track it a lot better the second time around, even though it has been some number of years since I played this. The story's not uninteresting. It's actually pretty intense for a Final Fantasy game. We leapt right past the joyous adventure to save the world and directly into
a sanctified sea.
genocide territory.
Cool's own light in the sky. Here we go.
So I guess that's the sun.
Fly in. We'll lose him in there.
My wife and I had a massive argument about this game once because I was so frustrated about their use of made-up words constantly instead of just using words people already know.
Like this fallacy.
There's more of them.
It's I think it. I don't know. To me, that reads as a cynical attempt to try to brand. It's like, no, there's like a new world, so there's like different words for things. Yeah, I agree. There's not a whole lot of value in all the jargon. I mean, some of the things I think are kind of unique concepts and thus kind of do deserve their own words, but man, they use those words a lot, and they just don't make any sense at the beginning.
Hey.
The story concept is interesting. The actual content and execution is pretty bad. I agree with that. I think story-wise, it almost reminds me of what the prequels did. Of how there was a lot of story, and it was all very big. It was these huge things happening. But you only saw them from the perspective of individual characters at specific moments in time. And those moments were meant to try to tell you a lot. But if you didn't read into it exactly the way they wanted you to, you didn't really piece it all together. So, it seems like that attempt is here to create something like that. I don't know how successful they were. Big ideas told by small brains. It's an interesting way to say it. I think that big ideas told from small perspectives, maybe. No.
Glad that's over.
All I remember about this game is my cousin trying to tell me how good the gameplay was, but only showed me the moments where he was just going down a bunch of hallways. To be fair, that is a lot of Final Fantasy games in general.
What? No break?
They're tracking us.
I know that, but we aren't soldiers. We don't have your kind of stamina.
You got enough to complain.
Mostly feels like there's no set objective. It's a lot of wandering around figuring what the objective actually is. Yeah, from a storytelling perspective, you're right. That is literally the case. She's a spry one. The story is their journey to figure out what their journey is.
I'd stick with her.
Which is a bit of a...
Later then.
That is a bit airy for what's typically a pretty rooted, or pretty maybe traditionally motivated story.
Come on, let's get going.
Get going to where, exactly? The whole of Cocoon's against us. No matter how far we run, there's no escape.
So we're still in Cocoon, right?
That Seath clock, it's still a ticket.
There's still time. You give up too easy, old man.
I'm not giving up.
It's not the best first impression when you're trying to sell someone on the game's coolness. No, you're absolutely right. 13...
Yeah, I'm a kid. I don't understand.
This game makes curious decisions about what it presents to you and in what order.
Fugitives together.
Which also creates the sensation that it was geared for a demographic that I'm not a part of. And maybe for a pop culture environment that I never knew. Linearity is used like a dirty word too often about this game. 10 was linear as hell, but it gelled with the story. It was a pilgrimage. Made sense for this game too. They're on the run. No time for exploration when you're just trying to run. Yeah, I think using linear to disparage a game in general is extremely short-sighted. There are windows in there are windows in games culture where certain game designs are inordinately popular, and in those moments, there's this weird confusion that being popular now means that it's superior, that it is the better kind of game. So there was a window, and we're kind of on the tail end of it, I think, and it was a pretty long one, where open world games were just simply seen as more valuable, just better in general.
But at least it's not the end of the line.
But I think even that's been questioned, not only by, you know, developers, but by the market itself. People have paid a lot of money for single player linear games lately. So I'm glad to observe that we seem in parts to be moving out of this concept that certain game designs are superior to others or provide better experiences. It's more of a degree of execution. The linearity isn't an issue whatsoever. I do, however, think the actual level design is bland and boring. I agree. When I think of Jesus Christ, when I think about it, I don't necessarily have an issue with the mix. I think it is a bit too much. It is a bit too much story, and not enough wandering around cool environments. I think if they tweaked for my palette and for what I tend to like, I think if some of the like dungeon sequences in the first 4 hours were way longer, and you can make the intro longer too. Just give me a longer dungeon with like some branching paths, some levers to pull, some platforms that move around, some treasure to find.
And you call yourself a soldier?
Sorry, Lieutenant. But I really don't think guard duty is my calling, sir.
Well, lucky for you, your shift just ended.
Oh, Luckburn, I'm doing pretty good.
But, sir...
This is an early stream day, so I woke up, did a little work, and just right into streaming, so...
They don't want the Guardian Corps here stepping
I get to spend most of the day talking about video games,
I'm sure you
playing
heard
video
about the
games,
accident at the Uriday Gorge
stretching,
plant, and how it has
taking in a breath of life, enjoying a beautiful day.
Yeah. More incident than accident. Something pulse-related.
Huh. Miranda writes, that's a good point.
tomorrow off?
Final Fantasy XII did have some really good environments.
Sir,
And those
my birthday,
bigger kind of
sir.
dungeons at the earlier in
My
the game.
sister, she insisted on it.
I have not beaten Ring Fit Adventure yet.
21.
I'm gonna get back to that, I think.
Maybe
I wanted to lose one layer of quarantine puff before I get back to hopping around on camera.
Lieutenant.
And I think I've done that. I think I'm just about there.
Think of your sister and your future, and keep your nose out of trouble.
Out of SciComm business, you mean?
Living in the now
Yeah.
and releasing angst and negative energy from the things we can't control.
Nothing but grief. Whoa, look at that one.
Centering your chakras. Is this a flashback? Yes.
Oh,
There was an event where a
Oh,
city
you were, Lieutenant.
on Grand Pulse was teleported or scooped up or placed inside of Cocoon. And along with it, one of the god entities.
Should we wait?
I don't think at this
They'll
point in the
catch up
game we're meant
eventually.
to even understand the difference between Grand Pulse and Cocoon. I don't know that they've ever even said what that is, which is another kind of cool concept that you have no effing clue what they're talking about until a certain point. And that's well into the game, I think, which is kind of neat because characters wouldn't just... That's what's so confusing too, is like this game tries to walk that line between why would characters just talk about these things? No, they're not going to just say lore for no reason because that's just their world. Like we don't go around explaining how cars work to each other because cars are in our world. We just take them for granted. So the game does that sometimes where characters don't just offer information unbidden, but then they also do that sometimes. And they like... There's no distinction. Like typically when like worlds bend their rules to explain something to the audience, you'd think they would choose the important bits. And then like in that previous scene, you know, Vanille was like, "Who's this guy?" And Zaz has to be like, this is annoying to me, a member of the world, but let me explain it to you, the audience, and also you, Vanille." But over the stupidest thing. Like, you knew he was the bad guy. He was like sneering and wearing like an evil, he looked like an evil pope. And he's like, yeah. And they're like, this is the thing we're going to make sure the audience gets instead of the other far more basic and important world rules. It's this, that's the bad guy. All right, let's use dialogue on that and not anything about anything else. The people of Cocoon are largely ignorant. No, I get it. Like, it actually does make sense in the boundaries of the in the boundaries of the lore, and I like that. But Vanille's asking that for a reason, to clue to her true origins. But that doesn't matter to the audience right now. Vanille isn't from Zaz's world, so that makes sense. No, it makes sense, but why use... You guys are thinking about it mathematically. I'm talking about in terms of being a writer. You have to, like, spend dialogue on what's important. It has to communicate something. And that didn't matter, right? Well, whatever. I guess it did matter to some people. But no one's going to care about that shit right now. Nor are they going to remember it later. So it's just like, it's a weird call. Let's see. Hope can use protect. Oh, Ferris, thank you for continuing your sub. Viniciello, hey, thank you for the sub. Happy Wednesday. It is in fact Wednesday. At least it is for me. I don't know if you're having to deal with datelines or anything like that. If you want to show a guy's evil, just get Brian Cox to voice him. That man goes evil when he needs to with the force of 1,000 suns. That's good advice. I'll remember that. I need to get some sub alerts so people know when they're evil. Currently, Hope can use the Protect spell, which raises the target's resistance to physical damage. As he develops in the role of Synergist, Hope will also be able to learn Shell, which boosts magic resistance. He does those each in turn, right? Yeah, he doesn't prioritize one or the other. With both of these spells at his disposal, Hope will be able to help the party endure a wide variety of attacks. When he has gained adequate CP, open the main menu with Y and select Crystarium to teach him Shell via Christogenesis. Very cool. Very cool, Hope. Maybe I should do that now. Time to charge them crystals. He's got a brand new crystal. Yay! Good job, Hope. I'm so proud of him. CP, very different from AP and nothing like EXP. What kind of place do you think this is? I like how her lips are pursed. Oh. I like that flute in the background. It's very exotic.
Here came from Pulse, didn't
I'm into that beat. Hey, Death Moon. Back on 13. Hope I haven't missed much. Snow got a lesbian motorcycle. So that's something, you know. Had a fun little getaway sequence in a spaceship. That's about it. Did a little recap. Did a time-consuming recap of 13 lore. We are coming around to the fact, and I'm going to speak on behalf of chat here. We're coming around to the fact that 13 might actually be the most perfect video game. I think they'd all agree with me on that one. Saw the Hitler of this world? Yeah. Yep. More government misinformation. Tried maybe 10 times to complete this game and I just can't do it. Yeah, it's not... It's difficult to convince yourself to spend the time on it, for sure. I'm doing it for academic purposes. I wouldn't expect someone to approach this game... Like, I find an academic, a curious thrill in playing weird games. Oh. I wouldn't expect somebody who values their free time to want to do it. Feed me content streamer. Hey, that's what we're here for. A non-stop dribble of disconnected thoughts and video game sounds. It's only... Yeah, it's only protect and shell. I keep forgetting to use Libra. That really ought to be the first thing. I beat every single Final Fantasy game because Final Fantasy and Zelda are like my two biggest video game jams. 13 Trilogy is the only Final Fantasy stuff I've never bothered to beat more than once. You beaten every Final Fantasy game more than once, though? That's a pretty great, that's a pretty great video game accomplishment to hang on the wall. I've played very few games more than once. I guess I dabble quite a bit, though. Like, I'll replay a game for, like, 6 hours. Coming from a man who has spent more than 20,000 hours in Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I was thinking about switching to that today too. Get a little Blue Mage time in. Let's try it out. Blitz. That means you played Final Fantasy II more than once? Yeah. Final Fantasy II is the only Final Fantasy I didn't finish. And Lightning Returns, actually. I don't know if that counts, but... I guess 11? I don't know if that counts. American 2 or Japanese 2? Japanese 2. That game's gnarly. That was, I'm talking about interesting experiments. Final Fantasy 2 is pretty brutal. It's got like a reactive leveling system that basically guarantees a certain amount of grind. And it's like randomization is also pretty intense. Akitoshi Kawazu makes super weird battle systems. It was super, super weird. It's possible to kind of get locked into an impossible death state in that game. Just because of the things that are randomized. What else is that developer worked on? Base Windu? Oh man, that's a sick name. Stopping by to say after my stream. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well. Wow, thanks for saying hi. I'll tell you this though, I kinda have to use the restroom. I think I'm gonna use the restroom. So I'm gonna go do well in the restroom and then I'll do well right back. See you in a minute. Don't worry, don't worry. Final Fantasy 13 is still here. It didn't go anywhere. Didn't go anywhere. We still got all our anime pals. Oh, that's right. You just have to touch them before that little warning thing pops up. That's it. I remember this guy being a pain in the ass. I don't know why. I see that stupid little arm and I'm like, you're a real motherfucker, aren't you? Aha! Devastating physical attacks. That wasn't that devastating. Sega said no sex allowed. He's kind of a mini-boss? Yeah, I thought so. It's like one of those where, like, I didn't expect to like sweat a little bit on this one.
Stay sharp.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Bagel Crusts. Have you ever said a swear word and immediately regretted it? If so, what word was it and why? I think I said the F word for the first time when I was like 13 or something. And I regretted it because I was like, well, I can no longer pride myself for being a good Christian boy and never having said that. Wish I could be here all the time, but time zone and my work are limiting me. Let's see, keep up the work, or keep up the great content, and love you, buddy. Well, thank you very much, Luckburn.
Guess we have to go back.
I'll probably always stream to some degree. Even if I find other things to keep myself busy. But yeah, this is just too recuperative. Oh, the guy who did Final Fantasy II went on to make the Saga franchise. That makes a lot of sense. Because, yeah, Saga combat systems are kind of out there, too. I remember playing, was it Final Fantasy Legend 2 and 3? Which were essentially Saga games on the Game Boy.
You know where you're going.
No, I didn't say it in front of my parents. I remember I was outside, I think, doing yard work.
Missions. Nothing to do with the Purge, though.
I said it to myself, and yeah.
Purge is SciComm's baby.
Still felt the Lord looking down on me.
Our military is split into two arms. The Public Security and Intelligence Command, known as SciComm, and the Guardian Corps. I was Guardian Corps, Bodum Security Regiment.
God, that lip flap is so good.
But I don't get it.
I mean, you can go by
If you're not SciComm, then why did you board the train?
For Sarah.
It's like the mouths are moving at a lower frame rate than the rest of the game. It's awesome. It looks so wacky. That's pure. I was a pure boy. Still am to some degree. It's still in there.
Join the end of the line. Attention, Purge deportees. Follow instructions and stay in your lines.
Yeah, anime never gave up on me, even if Jesus did.
Will be returned upon arrival.
Anime's always been there for me, even when I say the F word. This is like forced deportation.
Do not leave your lines. This is for your own safety.
Sounds like Nolan North. Can you be pure and an E-boy at the same time? I'd say so, yes.
This op's under SciComm direction.
So direct me. Let me on. I want to be purged.
Only civs get purged. Sanctum staff and soldiers are exempt. Huh?
Then I quit.
Line up.
Excuse me. Hey, lady. What gives?
I'm trying to remember why Zaz was there. Zaz has a family, right?
Really? You don't look ready to go quiet into that good night.
You want quiet? You better take the next train.
Well, now I really want to see what you're up to.
You ever tried streaming to Twitch directly from a PS5 with its built-in broadcast feature? I have not.
Rescue Sarah before they transported the
I've always done it external to whatever I'm
and out of my
playing
reach.
on.
My only chance to save her was to join the Purge.
So wait, why did Sarah get wrapped up in all that? Because
You got on that train so you could save your sister?
she was part of the chunk that got scooped up into Cocoon, right?
That's crazy.
Ah, we'll get there.
Never do something like that.
We'll get there. The story will make sense.
Can or can't.
The nature of his son is a spoiler.
There are some things in
I'm gonna
life
guess also got cursed.
you just do.
That's sometimes my issue with the core of narratives like this, is that the thing that drives all of the plot is very literally a wizard doing something. And even that something is unexplained and seems to follow no consistent logic. So it's just... It's a narrative where an unexplained, unknowable god can just swoop in and change the plot whenever. It gets hard to feel like that's worth tracking, especially when it's complicated. Sarah was a known lassie. Nah. How did she just stumble across a foul sea on her honeymoon or something like that? I remember there being a cutscene that does explain that at some point, right?
Wait up!
Wizards get up to shit, man. I don't know. That's Greek whimsy. Buska, you're right. It's actually taken me a while to figure this out because I have a very kind of robotic brain sometimes, but
can't keep up with this girl.
it is a challenge for me sometimes to allow myself to drift with a story, even if it does seem just like drifting and whimsical. It's basically the main plot of Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah, that's true. There are magic rocks and a magic purple man who's got a great ass. Zaz is a synergist. Oh, that's right. He's the attack buff support class. I see. So like they're kind of hitting you with two things at once. It's not like the tutorials are slow. Maybe they are. I guess they like feel the need to separate out every tutorial message with a long cutscene that is itself also new information to take in. Those moves. We've been getting up to some amazing games on the stream lately, huh? Some outright ridiculously good games. Moved like a monkey. Those moves. That's good shit. It's a good beat. So yeah, there's no commando in this lineup, which is kind of interesting. Actually, that'll work. How's your GME stock? I never bought into GME.
Now the robots are fighting each other?
Would have been good to ride the second wave though.
Let's get this over with.
Love the combat in 13. It's too bad it only really shines during the in-game and optional fights. Most of the story fights are easy. Yeah. That is true. It feels like it spends the entire game figuring, like, getting you on board with the mechanics and not really exploring them because it doesn't have time. Huh. Like, by the time it gets you all tutorialed up, the game's over. Which is kind of why I thought 13.2 started in a good spot. 13.2 seemed to presume a little bit more about the audience's ability to get on board with this combat system and then start exploring it faster.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
Watch and learn, kid.
Just killed an Archgriffin in Witcher 3, which was like 20 levels above me. Goes to show how OP Quen is. Yeah. Quen undoes the game.
Daddy now.
Quen should have like a way longer cooldown or something.
Never seen a rig like this before. Here we go.
How would you compare this to Shenmue? I mean, in terms of gameplay quality and narrative strength, and then delivery. Yeah. Just a holistic breakdown of every single gameplay element as compared to 2018 Shenmue 3. Or is it 19? I don't know. Tough call, because this game is amazing and groundbreaking. But so is Shenmue 3. Very hard to have a distinction there. 2019, alright. Living in a world with Shenmue 3 it's hard to track time sometimes. When every day is an impossible dream. I wake up every morning and wearing my Shenmue 3 jammies. My Ryo Hazuki pajama pants. And I think, what a great day it is to be alive. Shenmue comes out every year in my heart. Exactly. Shenmue's always coming out in here. Every day is when Shenmue hits the Epic Games Store. Crowdfunding sensation Shenmue 3. God. Yeah, maybe... Let's do this for a little bit. Oh, Anthrax? Somebody else mentioned the Saga series, which makes a lot of sense to me. Because those games are pretty mechanically bonkers. Shenmue 3's on discount on the PlayStation Store right now. Hey, if they're selling that game for less than $3,000, it's on discount, as far as I'm concerned. Incredible game like that. People talk about all kinds of different privilege for various classes, but no one talks about the fact that if you can buy Shenmue 3 for under $3,000, you live in a state of privilege too.
It treats everything from Pulse as evil, doesn't it?
You need to think about the societies that don't have access to Shenmue 3 or the machines that can play them. Think about that a little more. There's a lot of enemies here, a lot of them. Fuck, that's a lot of dudes. I don't know if any of my guys have AoE. Ah, it's not gonna... Lost it. Alright, well, just pulse work soldier then. Just kill it. Are y'all turning on me now? Uh-oh. Didn't expect him to die that quick. Just want to at least get this one. Alright. Oh boy, this is gonna be a grind. I didn't play that well. They warned me too. They tried. Yeah. They tried.
Ducks finally run out.
There it is. The game outsmarted me. I thought I could win by just hitting A. Kill the pulse bot last, yeah. Well, I think I need to stagger it and then focus on the little stupid little Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle robots. No, wait. Oh, wrong. Damn it. Didn't stagger it in time. Like, not having an AoE kind of hurts. Lightning has that, I guess. Blitz is a really, really useful ability. This specific situation. Stimulus got passed. Things are happening. I mean, that happened a while ago, right? Or is it just in the other house? Country might not be a utterly dystopian wasteland for too much longer.
Leave it to me.
Wait, dang it. Oh wait, she's... Oh, I thought she was worked out. Now she's dead. God damn it. That was dumb on my part.
Luck's finally run out.
I thought I had it in the bag. I just dragged ass trying to heal. I don't know why. Alright, whatever. Welcome, Blue Bandito. Yeah, his gun totally becomes a larger gun. That's awesome. Ah. Are you such a gamer? Might as well ask a fish why he swims, man. Just what I was born to do. Born to game. Oh, the 1400 got fully passed. All right. All right. That's 1 month rent on the house. Thank you, government, for not completely fucking us absolutely every way you possibly could try to. Actually, you know, I don't know. I guess the unemployment programs and stuff have been fairly effective, but I ain't qualified, I don't think, to talk shit. I've been doing okay, so.
Way to go, Zach!
We did it. Now, I guess I can debuff?
Watch and learn.
Taking out this guy without a commando is going to be interesting.
Pernille!
It's not that button. It's not that button.
Old man's lead.
Ooh, Flamadeus. Thank you for the sub. This may have been asked before, but have you played any of the Tales games? Also happy to hear you're doing well. I've played a few of them. I've only finished one of them. But I've enjoyed them all. That's a series I'd like to get into. But they are long. Those were kind of, to me, those were kind of the games that took up Persona's space before Persona came along. It's like 90-hour big anime adventures.
Huh?
Did I just read swagger points? Sure.
Piece of cake.
I love getting swag points in games. I love getting swag points in life. This is an interesting mix-up.
Can't we just talk this over?
How about Trails games? They have such good writing. So, yeah, I played Trails in the Sky 1 for like 10 hours or so, and I really, really liked it. I was like, man, this feels great. It's like classic vibes on this game. Loving everything about it. Good energy on this game. And then I just kind of fell out of it. And then I did the mistake of Googling it and found out that it's part of like a series that's gone back 30 years. Dragon Slayer or something like that, crossing all kinds of subgenres and stuff. So actually, I played some of those games. There was a game called Xanadu on the NES that was fascinating to me. Just a really brutal kind of platforming open world RPG. And I really liked it. And there's also like, what's it called? Like Legacy of the Wizard, I think, is in that series too. So at that point, those games are so far removed, it probably doesn't matter. But there is a danger. There was a danger where I'll want to play all those games for some reason. Something about the finality of doing everything in a set. So I should just jump into it, but no, not Xanadu. Xanadu. It's got an FA on the front for some reason. I think it's because it's actually a portmanteau of like fake Xanadu. Oh no, wait, it's like Fantasy Xanadu, I think is what it was meant to be. So I don't think I've ever been able to talk with somebody who's, oh, it's Famicom Xanadu. That's it. Yes, thank you very much, Anthrax. That is exactly what it is. Is there any like greater value to playing that series? Are you familiar enough with it to even say? Or is it, I don't think it's quite like a Final Fantasy rig out where they're actually all distinct. Oh, you haven't played any of them? It's fun to know that kind of trivia. Make you a hit at parties, you know? Bust out that Dragon Slayer trivia. Panties rocketing to the floor so fast they shoot a hole in the foundation. What is life for, if not learning minutiae about a RPG series? Apart from Dragon Slayer just being the progenitor for action RPGs, no, there's no real value in the series. Okay. I'm more than willing to stomach, like, various games being collected into a series for no other reason than it was convenient, or they came out next to each other. That happens sometimes. Japan is not quite so sentimental about grouping things in series as I think as other places are. The early Legend of Heroes games were remade for PSP and they're much improved. The Trails games are also PSP games that have been ported a bunch, so they're in similar terms of polish. Oh, I did not know those were PSP originally. That kind of adds up though. I played it on PSP and I was kind of impressed. It seemed like it was at home on that platform while still having, you know, that classic style.
Hey.
That was to me. I love those smells.
It's over for me.
It's not over. We'll get you home.
Ooh.
I don't have one. Now that Mom is.
What about your dad?
Oh, Trails in the Sky. Trails of Cold Steel were Vita. Oh. Anyone else have a GME related heart attack today? Oh, did it burst today? We got the sell off? I guess markets aren't closed yet, are they?
Not making a wish, Hope?
Mom, you still believe in that kind of stuff? Wishing on fireworks? Really? That's for little kids.
What are you calling kids?
It fell by 100% at some point. Ooh.
What'd you wish for?
Oh, that next year, your father could come with us.
It's wearing the...
Why?
Mom's wearing the Virgin Killer.
We don't need him.
What was it about that pattern? Like that pattern sweater.
That night, they found the Foul Sea in the Bodum vestige. The next day, soldiers sealed off the town, and we couldn't get back to Palom Polum. They forced us onto the train with everyone else. My mom, she was frantic. She wanted to get us home, so she tried to fight.
Oh, Mecha Head, thanks for the prime.
She got tricked by Snow. He used her.
Let's get you home, okay? Your dad's gotta be worried.
Perfect reaction.
Let him worry. Why should I care? He doesn't.
Any father cares.
Sass?
It's nothing. Forget it.
Hence,
Come with me.
backstory. Backstory.
Do it.
Other novelizations of these games? Kinda.
Get you back home.
There's
Your dad'll be happy to see you.
There's like updating text logs in the game that narrate what's going on, and they do a much better job of sort of presenting the nuts and bolts of the story than the game itself does. Don't understand anything of these games. This is not a good game to represent the series. People who like Final Fantasy games, me being, I guess, source me, think that this game has a lot of issues and is almost aggravatingly obtuse. That's the phrase I'd put on this game. Dang it! I think he saw me right at the end. Yeah.
Guess running's out of the question. Changing gears. Hey!
What does vigilance do?
No. Change in the play.
I love Final Fantasy. This is the weakest point of Final Fantasy. Yeah. I tend to agree. But there's some interesting stuff going on here. Vigilance stopped you from getting interrupted. Oh, thank you. I did not know that. See, we're learning all kinds of things. Final Fantasy 13 teaches you about life. And that's why I like it. Thank you for listening to my book report. That was weird. This is the Resident Evil 6 of the Final Fantasy 7 franchise. Or the Final Fantasy franchise? I mean, actually, yeah. That's a really good comparison. They both... Gen 7 was not kind, I don't think, to many Japanese developers. They just could not hang. We're not good at, like, using third-party tools or working with other companies. They were just kind of used to doing everything their own way. And they just got to the point where reinventing the wheel over and over just was too much of a corporate drag. But yeah, this was kind of... Yeah, it was a Japanese company trying to get into the high-profile, high-budget HD era of games production and kind of carrying a lot of the past with it. Yeah, there was a certain lack of agility at the time. And it produced some interesting games, some very tortured games. And yeah, I think Resident Evil 6 slots right into that. Are you just gonna stare at me?
There's something up there.
Weird. I think there was a definite period where JRPGs were being churned out faster than hot dog fluff from one of the industrial machines too. You think? JRPGs. To me, that kind of That's the, like, Vita PSP era. There were tons and tons and tons of just extremely forgettable JRPGs. Which, if you like JRPGs, it was a pretty great platform. Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, when you change synergies, as long as you've done at least one full rotation, when you change, everything comes back with a full meter. So rotating every 2, yeah, that's right. Rotating synergies every like 2 rounds is optimal, because then you get a free turn or like a half free turn. So you got that G Fuel ad? I do. I gotta admit though, I'm kind of trailing in the sales for this round. Some people pulled out some secret weapons. But here,
Of course not.
well, hold on. Let's not interrupt the lore
During
now.
the war, not since. They might have tried, but none of their forces made it into Cocoon. They only damaged the outer rim. Then the Sanctum's Fal'Cie pushed them back. What'd you, sleep through history?
More or less. So, what's a ship from Pulse doing here?
Once the war was over, people couldn't live near the rim anymore, in places like the Hanging Edge. So the Fal'Cie, they gathered up scrap from Pulse and used it for rebuilding here. This is what was left. A bunch of garbage.
Garbage.
Who'd have thunk? A Pulse Fal'Cie and who knows what mixed in with all the trash.
Who'd have thunk?
Cool. Nice little lore dump. Little ad break from the sponsor.
I'm gonna go peek ahead.
You're gonna need that power. You're gonna need that energy to soak all of this anime knowledge into your brain. It's not easy to do. Not easy to do. If you're feeling tired, that's normal. If your eyes hurt, that's normal. Nosebleed, normal. High-pitched ringing in your ears, very normal. Fluorescent urine? Extremely normal. If 13 had been released at the same time as G Fuel, it would have been considered a masterpiece. Yeah, we're still as a society going to spend a long time trying to reconcile our knowledge of G Fuel and anime. It's a lot to work on. A lot for the old human brain to process. This game, it's confusing, but it does go down smooth in terms of like at least the gameplay part of it. All right, are they gonna fight?
Want me to check things out?
You guys gonna fight, or are you just gonna stand there? No, lame. Norik, what's my favorite game? I think still my favorite game is probably Earthbound. But if I were younger, my favorite game would probably be Undertale. Very similar spirit behind those games. But I might be one of those weirdos on the internet that makes Undertale weird for everybody. Other lifetimes. Wow, Mecha Head, thank you for the sub, by the way. think I missed that a while ago. Thank you very much. Earthbound is pretty amazing. I think it's got a pretty weak third act. Like the end is a little abrupt and well, actually I take that. The finale is great. I think just the last third of the game can be a little out there. It's really the music, I realized. The soundtrack and the breadth of musical style in that game is just so good. And really the fact that it has reggae and like ska and shit. Rock and roll or rockabilly. Same deal with Undertale though. That soundtrack is incredible and it's all over the place. So Mother 3, I've played like the first 6 hours or so. And man, that intro is one of probably the most emotionally resonant thing I've ever experienced in a game. That writing is so incredible. The way it's presented is so good. That's an eye cry every time for sure. I want to stream it though. Yeah, I'd like to. I've never actually played all the way through Mother 3, which is kind of unacceptable. I think I kind of am scared of it. I think the game will have a power over me. Mother 3 stream when? I mean, why not? Why wait? That's a... does Mother 3 count as a weeb game? Well, given that it only came out in Japan, yes, but stylistically, I'd say probably not. I thought he had... I'll stick with the magic. I'll stick with the magic guns. Hup. What is the game you had the most fun playing? I think that depends on a lot of factors. Come to Papa. I'd say I'd had a lot of fun playing like StarCraft. Had a lot of fun playing Smash Brothers. Pajama Sam. Like DDR, Beatmania, Rock Band, you know? Those are games where I'd say I've had a pretty amazing amount of fun. But because of, you know, times that I spent getting drunk and singing with friends and stuff like that. So... a lot of different kinds of fun? That's an interesting question. Beatmania needs another stream soon. I agree. I've missed out on it for a long time. I've been meaning to work in Groove Coaster. I really want to give that game some more time. Just keep getting distracted with stuff. Oh, so like, I still warned him though. That's lame. This is gonna be a long fight. I was hoping I could kill one of these guys before... Okay, I think I got it. That's the long switch, though. Okay, What does Subversive Dance do? Shit. Fuck. I should have been getting rid of that, D-shell, D-protect a lot earlier. I need a Saboteur Synergist medic, which I don't have right now. Ooh, aspiring warlock. Thanks for the sub, and doubly so since it's a year's worth of subs. I very much appreciate that.
Changing gears. Thanks. Changing the play.
Oh, subversive dance applies bravery, attack, power up, basically. Gotcha. Subversive dance, aka communism. Bad influences we must protect the American youth from. Ooh, 1 star. Ooh. Ooh, not gonna get those big drops for that. Oh wait, hold on. Let me Posk, thank you for the resub. And the appropriate name calling.
Hope snow's all right.
Dang it. Okay, fine. This is your first playthrough. No, I have beaten this game before. I beat it a couple of years after it came out. Oh, Hope is the one with, yeah, Shell and Protect. I should have had him be the synergist.
Follow the old guy's lead. Time to pull the old switcheroo. I owe ya. Bobbing and weaving.
HR buff and stuff. Yeah, I need that sweet buff. How do you find the combat system? I don't mind it. It's weirdly passive. It is kind of nice to just have big numbers popping out all the time. This game's pretty good about having big numbers pop out on you. Ugh, damn it. God. Yeah, 13's combat doesn't get great until the very end either. It's okay now. It's starting to open up a little bit.
Time to pull the old switcheroo. I appreciate it.
God, the meter drains so fast. Okay, might have gotten it this time there. Jeez. Big number popping is a big part of video games. Yeah? All gamers love seeing a big number pop out. It helps when you can actually choose who's in your party. Yeah. That makes team comp and like paradigm setup much more interesting Yeah, that's a freedom they don't allow you for a while. They don't want your pretty head to get overwhelmed with choice, I guess. Actually, here. I had fun with 13. Think I got to a boss I couldn't beat it, even after grinding a few levels and items, etc., and I quit. Yeah, the 13 was pretty good about creating boss fights that you couldn't grind through. You had to actually learn how to play. No, I don't mean to insinuate that you weren't capable of doing that or didn't want to do that, but it was one of the few Final Fantasies that did try to create skill-based barriers. Like, you gotta actually be good enough to play to beat this. We're gonna basically cap your growth here. And then yeah, you get to charge the JO crystals, so that's always fun. Just like a good power up. Learning all these abilities? Holy moly. Feels good. It's so linear. You don't really get to choose your character development at all either. It's more just making you aware intermittently that you have a new ability in one role.
Hey, welcome to the party.
You miss us?
Like, I don't know that leveling ever actually mechanically makes a difference. Like, it might mean you get this ability instead of that one a little bit earlier, but I don't recall ever having to think too much about that. But hey, whatever. It looks good. Line fill up. I got more line fill up points now. That's good. What if I've scaled enemies to your level so grinding was useless? 8 did some level scaling, I thought. I could be wrong. Whatever. I mean, it's all an illusion anyway. None of this is real. Everything about a video game is made up. Made up to stroke your ego. Finally got a commando in the group. Dang. Wait a minute. Also, do I not have a tri-rav? Tri-disaster.
Okay.
You gonna let me sneak on you? Nope.
Time to get serious. Time to pull the old switcheroo.
Get behind me, ma'am.
Oh, Luke. Thanks for the cheer. The last about being easy but time consuming. That's what I remember as well. What mouse do I use? I use a wireless Glorious PC gaming race mouse.
To the victor go the spoil.
Model O wireless. Yeah. I thought it was GMMK, but that's the name of the keyboard that I use. So I've liked it. Wireless mice have come a long way. It feels just as responsive as a wireless does not equal PC Master Race. So I used to think that too, but this one actually I really can't tell a difference anymore. So whatever latency there is, it's like it's under the frame rate of whatever I play, as far as I can tell. PS2 is the only method? Damn right. Means you're getting old? Maybe. Maybe my eyes and brain are slowing down. I can't feel the sub-frame rate electronics flowing too slowly. But, you know, you can plug in a wire, and then it's a wired mouse. I did like 13.2. I liked it quite a bit, actually.
Bobbing and weaving. Follow the old guy's lead. Bobbing and weaving.
Oh, I thought we were done. Wow, Succubus has very little life. I should just go for that next time. Just kill it. Thought since it was in the back that it'd be the big boy, but no, it was the caster.
Here we go.
I feel 13.2 was better than 1. I thought so too. To me, 13.2 kind of made good on a lot of the concepts that were established in 13.
Doing good.
Had a more adventurous spirit too. It didn't feel as self-serious. And then, yeah. Jeez, just evaporating them. This came out on iOS and Android in 2015 in Japan. Really? Man. Yeah, Square went pretty bananas porting their games to mobile. I don't think there's a single game they didn't try to find revenue in that market with. Japanese companies seem to dive way harder into mobile platforms than Western companies did.
Wisdom does come with age.
I don't care what they say. This game and 15 are good FF games, and that's not the booze talking. There's more to like here than I thought there would be, which is not quite the most glowing thing to say, but they loaded up a dump truck with their games and emptied it onto app stores. They did, yeah. Ports of widely varying quality. That's the power of having a catalog, though. They've been in business for 13 years. Or 30 years, excuse me. Yeah, Prez Kane, I think I saw the mobile port of 6 once and I was like, no, that is not this game. What is this? What is this horrible thing you've done? Final Fantasy 13 versus Shenmue 3. I mean, comparing anything to Shenmue 3 is just going to be pain, because you have to choose at some point.
Just need to get through here.
I mean, amusingly, I think Lightning Returns has a lot of similarity to Shenmue 3. It has a lot of, like, in-game time events and quests that are queued to a clock. So sometimes you have to wait for a while for something to happen. Good times.
Time to pull the old switcheroo.
Lightning Returns is Shenmue, yeah. I played Lightning Returns and I was like, this game reminds me a lot of Shenmue, and I don't know why. I don't think that's good. I remember, I think I reviewed it, said as much in the review. I think Lightning Returns has more in common with Shenmue than Yakuza does.
Follow the old guy's lead.
I really like Lightning Returns a lot. It was about getting pretty dresses. Putting on those pretty dresses. It was a game where pretty dress gave you magical power. It's one of the only games where I was like, man, I'm going to look good in that. And I'm going to kick ass, too. You basically, like, Lightning was basically your fashion dolly in Lightning Returns. Just like real life, exactly.
Hurry up.
10-2 was originally the Get Pretty Dressed game. Yeah, I didn't play 10-2. I couldn't bring myself to. I also just did not give any amount of shits about the story after the end of 10. I don't know. 10 is one of the lower ranked ones for me.
What do you suppose that is?
But that's just my taste. I don't think that's pointed to anything, any flawed executional aspect of the game. It was much more in the floaty, like, anime storytelling style.
What is that?
I wasn't a huge fan of the setting. The characters didn't really, like, resonate with me. The combat system was fun, and I liked a lot of the endgame stuff they had in that game.
Don't you?
Oh, removing status ailments. Okay, that's what Steam Clean is, I'm guessing. Oh, that's a long cast for you, huh?
Bobbing and weaving.
I asked and bugged you before, but I would love for you to stream NG2, Ninja Gaiden 2, on master difficulty on stream. Well, the Ninja Gaiden remake pack's coming out. Oh, that was it. Okay, so I knew that there was some strategy about when you want to tip into stagger. And yeah, it has more to do with, like, you want everyone to be at full health and have just, like, put on their attack buffs and stuff. Yeah. Because I remember in some other more difficult fights being, like, waiting on stagger until a couple of other things lined up and then pushing into it. I have no idea what's going on right now. Final Fantasy combat was always a blur to me. Yeah. This game in particular, you're absolutely forgiven for having no clue what's going on. It has everything to do with that stagger meter in the upper right. That could have been worse. Almost got it. Yeah. Oh, see you, S Disorder.
Changing gears.
Thanks for watching. Oh, I think we can do it. Oh, he's coming back. Oh, whew. Those flame hands. Jeez. Only 4-star. I feel like I did a pretty good job there, though. 3 minutes, 13 seconds. Come on. I feel like that was pretty good. Oh, I forgot lightning could medic. Jeez, okay.
Pulse is crawling with things like that, isn't it?
Got me. Not even the Corps has access to intel on Pulse. Soldiers in the field fight blind.
Yeah, I noticed that. But don't you need to know exactly what you're up against?
Target's a target.
You like to keep it simple, don't you?
I stick to my goal.
As long as you have a goal, you can fight?
You can stay alive.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. Oh man, weird. Okay, yeah. You can like pour items into your weapons to level them up? Jeez. So bonus spent on a piece of equipment by using expression. I remember doing some of this. At the end game, trying to like grind up gear and stuff like that. Man, I forgot about that. Oh. I get a nice long hallway. Hey, check out this cool new game. Check it out. This game's crazy, man. You won't believe your eyes. This game's wild. Why are we playing 13? For science! It's Weeb's Day, yeah. Next generic is 100% accurate. We are curious explorers in the realm of video games, and Final Fantasy 13 is a video game. So here we are. Here we are. Hanging out with all of our friends. We're gonna upgrade our stuff? How could this get any better? It can't. That's the answer. It can't get any better. It can and it won't. Cool. Yeah, that's right. I remember these. Oh, God. There's another reason for these things. Cool. Very cool. Yay! Because, yeah, I remember finding a guide where you had to farm up one particular kind of item to increase the experience bonus, and then farm another kind of item to actually level it up. Gosh. This game is bananas. I'll have to ask my cousin if he still thinks Final Fantasy 13 is good or not. That's always a good icebreaker. It's something good to just pop in on somebody. Hey, remember back when? Remember that? Let's circle back to that. What are you thinking? I gotta use the restroom again. Gotta use the restroom and get some water. I'll be right back. Cutting in. Take a back seat. Take a back seat, sister. We got animes to take in. A nice day of animes. Back to the science. Back to the testing. The analysis. Oh, gameplay's done. Time for lore.
Not much of a future for us, huh?
Hard to picture a happy ending.
We don't even know where to go.
I do.
Huh?
There.
Eden? The Sanctum Seat of Power. Oh, that's a great idea. Just charge right in there. Give him a taste of Lassie terror.
Mink, thanks for the prime.
You're serious?
Keep running. It's die or turn.
Did you see that Square Enix is releasing a second, totally separate episodic remake of Final Fantasy VII?
They want to fight?
No.
Let's take it to the Sanctum's door.
This isn't a game.
What is that?
No. That's for damn
I mean, they're already going pretty full on multi-dimensional with Final Fantasy VII. That's more or less like there's no way to see the events of 7 and not think that it's called Ever Crisis. Okay.
A Fal'Cie. Eden. Cocoon's sustainer and guiding light. It probably ordered the purge too. Pulse and Sanctum Fal'Cie. They're all the same.
Ah.
And we're all the same to them. Expendable. I'm not dying a Fal'Cie slave.
So, what are you gonna
thank
do?
you, Mink.
Destroy it.
Yeah.
By yourself? Are you crazy? Say you pull it off. Hmm? What's that get you? Satisfaction? Something happens to Eden, it's lights out Cocoon.
Lightning is so cool. I combined Lightning and Cocoon.
You want that?
Her name should be Lincoln.
You're post Lassie now, so you just want to snuff out Cocoon.
No! What about Sarah? She said to save Cocoon. It might even be our focus to make sure Cocoon's...
Our focus doesn't matter. I don't take orders from Fal'Cie. How I live is up to me.
Don't you mean how you die?
Think like that, and it's already over. Better to pick your path and keep moving. Don't worry. I'm after the Sanctum. I'm not out to destroy the world. If it did come to that, wonder if our hero'd try to stop me.
You want to fight Snow now? Just like that and your enemies?
Next time we meet, we might be too.
She doesn't have any friends.
When the fear sank in, it tore us all apart.
And I was like, bitch!
Lightning was suffering,
Aw.
reaching out to us,
Who's she talking to, though?
but none of us could see.
That's the other... Like, this game just hops between, like, story conceits.
Snow deserves it.
She's narrating to who? Why? And how is she the only one who gets to narrate?
None of this ever would have happened.
I don't know. Us? Yeah, she's talking to the audience.
I don't know what I should do.
That makes two of us.
But, like, that framework is never explained, nor is it really justified. It's not necessary, and it doesn't add any context.
It won't be if you keep pushing me like that.
Because it can't. Otherwise, it'd just be another thing. Another thing that makes no sense.
Wait for me.
I mean, I guess as it stands, it's still a thing that makes no sense. There's just no sense for it to not make.
I'm going with you.
I can't.
Tyrogandio. I will have a
I
nice
can
one.
fight.
Thank you.
I'm not afraid.
Great. A SciComm hit squad.
On command. There's a spoilery reason why she might be narrating to us. Maybe. We'll see if I get that far. We'll see if I understand the nuances. Aren't ignorant reader stand-ins a staple, though? I mean, yeah, this game... What's weird is this game has them in some contexts, but not in others. And it uses them for that, too. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, he's getting healed. Oh, that's interesting. All right. It's a great thing for streaming, though. Yeah, during battle, I can just spam auto battle and look at chat. You are not wrong. And yes, it is great. I should have healed. Ah, crap.
Just stay out of my way. Come on, Light.
Oh, Tyragandio. Thank you for the raid, by the way. Music's kind of going insane.
Not bad.
Eh. Let's not go crazy.
Really? Thanks.
Lightning mad. Like the camera during combat, very active and smooth. Yeah, that was I think the idea is that we're going to make the decision you make a little higher level, but we're gonna have enough on-screen action to make it seem like what you're doing is still very active.
Armies out.
And again, it mostly works. It mostly works, I think. Reroll stats. Hello and welcome.
I mean, we could stay here, but shouldn't we?
Run?
Huh?
We should run. If we rush in now, we'll just get in her way.
You know, you're right. I guess. I mean, it's not like Lightning needs any help.
Yeah, but yeah, the audio quality of Final Fantasy XII is rather interesting, isn't it? I always interpreted that as like they just had to hyper compress it to get it on a PlayStation 2 DVD.
Are you worried about the others?
Because there's a fair amount of talking in 12.
So can you if you leave now.
But yeah, it has a unique sound for sure.
Fight after fight.
It does sound hyper compressed.
It's anybody's guess.
I know that. But I need to be stronger. Lightning.
Call me Light.
What's the plan from here?
Through the Gapra Whitewood to Palampolum. We'll find transport to Eden.
I live in Palampolum. I can show you all the shortcuts.
No side trips.
This game had cut content because they couldn't make it fit on the 360. One of these things was a gold saucer-like location, and another was a town you see in a flashback with Snow and Sarah. Huh. Interesting. Kind of surprised they didn't patch it in later or use it for something else, but maybe it wasn't worth saving. You ready for another hallway? I sure am. Sure am. Most RPGs are linear. I don't know. Especially JRPGs. JRPGs are notoriously linear. Final Fantasy VII, for real, like, it dumps you in the open world long before you have anywhere to go. Most of the times you go into the open world in the first 2 discs, there's only 1 or maybe 2 places to actually go. And they do a really good job of locking you out of anything else, so don't confuse having a little pen to run around in with actually being an open world in any meaningful way. That's typically what JRPGs do. Versus something like the original Legend of Zelda or Breath of the Wild, where it really does just dump you into a world and say, go figure it out. There actually aren't that many games that really do that. Fallout 3 was kind of like that. Skyrim. Like, the Elder Scrolls games do a good job of just kicking you out into a world. Obfuscated linearity. It's the name of the game? Hell yeah, it is. I don't mind it. Ain't no problem. This game is not obfuscated, though, to some degree, and I think it's because they give you a mini-map that literally told you where the boundaries were. And you look at that thing and you're like, oh, you know, it kind of spits it all out in front of you instead of, yeah, trying to do a little smoke and mirrors. I guess I don't really mind that because I came to those like realizations about the nature of game design and game environments and freedom in games, is that freedom is often just a really good illusion. But, you know, unless you think critically about games, which can take some of the fun away, you don't really realize it. You know, the magic works and you have fun, and that's the whole point. Hope's just getting his ass kicked. Ah! Poor guy. I mean, if I were fighting this party, I would probably target Hope, too. So. As in life, freedom is only what has been revealed to you. I feel like the minimap just doesn't really add anything. It kind of doesn't, but for me, and the way that the game starts, and the things that they feel the need to explain to you, the minimap is part of this weird assumption that somebody who plays Final Fantasy 13 has never played another video game. So I think the minimap is just there because some developer was worried that players may not be able to navigate 3D spaces. Is the map a distorted line? Or is the map distorted like an oval? Yes, it is, because this... I think that has to do with it being in widescreen aspect? Or maybe it was always like that? I don't know. I wanted to blame that on the upres mod that I'm using, but I don't think it is. I mean, it doesn't make sense. The original game was widescreen. Normally just lurking. Love watching the channel. Thought I'd give G Fuel a try and pre-ordered the Pink Drip Collector's Box with your code. Thanks, man. Love the channel. Well, thank you very much, Greedo. I appreciate the support there. You are a proud contributor to Law Dog Productions. I thank that. What the heck? Knew I was there instantly. Need an anime G Fuel stinger? I agree. I eventually want to have a ton of dumb stuff like that. I'm a big fan. A master of visual branding. What if the player gets lost going straight? Square, probably. I mean, it's easy to laugh at that stuff, but it's kind of true. Players do get lost going straight sometimes. No. Ah. I'm planning on going for 100% in this game. God, no. I'm not even convinced I'm going to finish it. I'm just playing it for fun. Playing it for the thrill. The thrill of playing Final Fantasy 13. Oh, he died. Switched a little too late on that one. Uh-oh. Yeah, and what a thrill it is. Exactly.
Just stay out of my way.
Okay, there we go. Proper application of strategy. 1 star though. Womp womp. Now for a satisfying level up experience. Oh. My characters can develop further? Yes, please. Uh-oh. That's enough development for one day. How much control do you have over the camera in those fights, or is it auto? It's mostly automatic, but you can nudge it around with the right stick if you really want to get a better angle on something, I guess. What we got up here? Oh, just level up. Any new abilities? Oh, Barfrost. That sounds like a cool word. I guess it's just anti-ice buff. Sounds like good things to have. Didn't quite get it. Alright. Didn't know you can nudge it with the right stick. I think you can. I think, yeah. It kind of just rotates around whoever your party lead character is. That's not that important of a feature. Gotta save every single checkpoint. Otherwise, you might forget. This dude just chilling. We'll sneak up on his ass. Oh, maybe not.
Any trace of the Lassie? Nothing. No sign it's been activated. Huh? Who's there?
Okay. Glad I got to pose in time.
Stay sharp. Just stay out of my way.
Was that male shepherd VA? Maybe? Maybe? That battle needed a cutscene introduction, clearly. It just makes you feel like you're playing a movie.
What was SciComm doing?
What if you could play a movie?
Probably thought we'd try and use.
Or maybe that sets up the expectation that you're in a cutscene, so going to a cutscene out of that combat is not...
What does this do?
It's not uncommon or
Hey,
unexpected?
You're gonna hurt yourself. Don't touch that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wait, what if it works?
Why question it, you know?
Leave it.
Just sit back. Sit back and fucking groove on the ride.
I told you to leave it. Stop. Stop.
We can have fun too, you know? We here at Final Fantasy 13, we let our hair down sometimes. We just have a great time.
Right. I think I can work this.
Ah, it's fun. We just got through some emotional distress. Let's have an uplifting moment for the audience, huh? Wait, you can actually drive this? This is a minigame? It's a minigame, alright. Hey, it's Final Fantasy. I'm piloting a little mech boy. I'm a fancy mech boy. Watch my mech destroy. This game's great. Zoomp. Best game. I don't want to hear anyone bad-mouthing Final Fantasy 13 ever again. This is now a Final Fantasy 13 channel. I remember none of this. I remember so little of this game too. I don't remember this at all, but I put that more on me, just like, I don't know. That was a long time ago, man. Remember having a hard time with those robots? Yeah, I just could have swatted them away. I don't know what Hope is up to. Not figuring out how to pilot these things. Oh, the little bodies fly. Oh, this is great. Square Enix, I can't believe I doubted you. The morning this came out, I woke up at 4 in the morning thinking I had appendicitis in the ER. Turns out it was bad gas and diarrhea. Then I went to Walmart and picked up Final Fantasy 13. Well, you know, at least the story has a happy ending. Did you just like... Did you just have a blowout and then you were fine? It was one of those like... One traumatic experience in the restroom actually did fix everything? Neon Phil, thank you for the sub. Trying to drink and enjoy Weeby Wednesday. Amen. Get your best Sapporo. Your best Hibiki whiskey.
Nice landing.
Perhaps put a little vodka in that Rabune. Japanese soda.
Let's get moving.
Just need a minute. I'm still a bit winded.
You're too soft.
Perhaps matcha green tea that you prepare with a traditional tea ceremony. Wearing your finest traditional Japanese clothes. Man, oh, dude, I just got the greatest idea. What if I had a birthday party, but I hired the Ghost of Tsushima flute guy to just, like, shred in the corner all night? Maybe that's a little too much to ask for, like, a world-class master flutist, but still. Just for, like, 3 hours. Like, pay him to learn 311 covers. Just...
Hope we find another one of those things.
That would bring a great mood to the party, I think. A real world-class mood. While I drink 4 Loko out of a plastic Solo cup. Now that the U.S. is getting rid of their tariffs on single malt whiskey, I'm going to send you something nicer than Macallan. Ooh, thank you. I'll take it. Was that like a Trump-era tariff that didn't do anything and is just going away? That was fun. Is there a name for the kind of media mix you have made, or a search term or other creators I can find with similar stuff? I really enjoyed watching it. Thanks. I can recommend, there's a Twitch channel called Forgotten_VCR. That person does VHS mashups by actually recording tape to tape. So they'll edit deck to deck, and then play the actual VHS tapes for Twitch a couple of nights a week. There's also an editing collective called Racer Trash. The Twitch channel is Racer X Trash. The word racer, like you're racing a car. RACERX TRACH. And that's quite a bit more psychedelic. Shit. They basically take oh, he's going for it. They basically take they take re-edits of or they take popularly released movies and then take segments of it, like 2 or 3 minutes at a time, give it out to different editors. Those editors will, like, recut it, remix it, and then package it all back into a film. So what emerges is pretty intense. It's an audio-visual assault sometimes, but it's a great way to watch movies that you may be familiar with, kind of remix. And there's one thing I appreciated about it is, like, it's really just truly an art experiment. There's no agenda. They're not trying to sell anything. I mean, they drive some, like, attention towards certain charities, but it's so nice to watch something that isn't trying to, like, push a worldview or, I don't know, convince you of something. It's just art for art's sake, man. Oh, VHS what? Forgotten VCR. The word forgotten_VCR. I actually have a few clips that I pulled from their remixes. I pay them a monthly licensing fee to use some of the clips they've found and sourced in my media library. Yeah, thank you, Strider. So Strider's got the links in chat there. So yeah, if you like media montages, I'd recommend both of those.
Which way do we go?
Big time. What's up, Zercash? Ah, you're watching on the old tubes? Decided to check if I was live? Well, here I am. I'm glad you checked. It's a bit earlier than usual for me, but I try to set a couple of days a week where I go live earlier for the worldwide crew. Mr. Worldwide right here.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, the UK friendly stream, exactly. People in the UK have souls too. Sometimes in the United States we forget that.
No problem.
Counterpoint, though, that does mean that I'm streaming Final Fantasy 13 for the UK audience, and that's a bit of a punishment if you think about it. Spark Ring. As much as I want a Dredd sequel, I also want a Judge Dredd movie starring Lawrence. That would be amazing. It would be amazing. And I agree. That should happen. I don't know if international superstar Carl Urban isn't enough to make a Dredd movie happen. I don't know that my star power would necessarily bring in a lot of money either. But who knows? Maybe they just... The screen test of me as Judge Dredd leaks out. The buzz goes out of control. $40 million on the table. The Stallone one was good. It was something. It was a trip. It seemed like it was trying to... It seemed like it was overly concerned with like being accurate to the comics or doing a storyline that was meaningful to the comics. Whereas the other one, the 2012 one, focused way more on just like the grittiness of 90s cyberpunk. Can you do the triangle grim? Oh, the triangle grimace? Like the big like. I mean, it goes into comical territory. I'm sure I could get a good frown out though. I got the chin for it. I have an expressive enough mouth. Although Stallone did too. Actually, both Stallone and Carl Urban had pretty good like angry dread face. Did you ever make characters angry by twirling the walk stick around really fast? Oh yeah, that doesn't happen so much anymore. Does it? Do game characters still yell at you for like spinning them around or they get dizzy? Stallone never kept the helmet on? Yeah, that's kind of the thing is... That was a huge deal in the context of comics, right? Like, he never took his helmet off, and he did in the movie. Wow! But no one who... Like, if you know that about the comics, it's lame in the movie, and if you don't know, then you don't care. And it's treated as, like, this big scene in the Stallone one for no reason. How do those bombs work? They also put some dumb blue contacts in his eyes. Yeah, they were really trying to make it a cool look. And I guess to reinforce that Stallone and Armand Assante were brothers or something. Sorry, spoilers. Oh, it only works if you're out of hostile territory? Alright. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, Dopefish, you have the honor of being picked for the auto mod. Hold on a second. Let me allow that. Wait, what? Oh, fuck. The auto mod caught that. I was like, it's fine in this context. And then when I said allow it, now it says, oh, I've used the add permitted term Aryan. Great. Thanks, Automod. That's exactly what I was going for. Is it so much? Maybe? Yeah, maybe. Because they were supposed to be like... No. It's okay. I think it's funny. I guess I didn't read that much into it, but I suppose that is there because they were supposed to be like genetically perfect, right? Or they're like super judges or something. That... I mean, authoritarianism is a pretty core concept in Judge Dredd. So, you're not wrong. I just watched Gods of Egypt. Is there a support group for me? Yeah, right here on this stream. People that have to suffer with there not being a Gods of Egypt cinematic universe for us to explore. How terrible is it to see the future of entertainment in Gods of Egypt and then know that its creative potential has been stifled by a world that was not ready? Remember hearing that when people said to the creator that all police should be like judges, he said no, they would be fucking terrible. Oh, she's mad now.
What? I'm sorry, but I can't protect you.
This part's great drama. I'm gonna need this drama.
You can't leave me here. You gotta take me with you.
Enough! The whole world is against us.
Yeah, people missing the point when it comes to authoritarianism or authoritarian media.
Some helpless kid.
It's a time-honored tradition.
want to get tough, do it on your own.
Oh, thank you, Magic Man. So she
This cannot be happening.
accidentally summoned Odin. You're getting your ass kicked, kid. Ooh!
Thanks.
Fuck! Alright.
Just like that.
You don't learn why Eidolon appeared like that until late in the game, but it's not random in the in-game plot. It appeared for a reason. Yeah, that's true of a lot of what's going on in 13. It's a lot you got to take on faith. Jesus Christ. All right. Okay. Autosaves in this game? Checkpoints, not necessarily autosaves. So that is kind of rare and bizarrely progressive for this game. I didn't even get a chance to read like the second dialogue. Jesus Christ! God damn. He's already dead. Fuck.
Thank you.
Chain bonuses heal the wounded. Alright.
Thanks. Follow my lead.
Just have to let Hope get his ass kicked.
Let's go.
Whatever. He's gestalted. It's not... I can't... Why is it... I'm hitting the button. I'm hitting it. Let me hit it. Gestalt mode activate. What the... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm not tabbed in. No, I'm... What the fuck? Can I... What the fuck?
Just like that.
Very cool. It was X on the keyboard. I should have tried that. Alright. I get to do that whole thing again. What? X? The X button works. There. I just hit it. I hit it a lot. Was it not full? Was X on PlayStation controller? Yeah. I had the wrong controller hooked up. Hope immediately gets his ass kicked. I can't move if I'm not on the ground! God damn! I don't think there's anything I can do to not get murdered by that. I have to wait for him to shield.
Follow my lead. Thank you.
This was no run back, aka a la Soulsborne. Yeah, that's true. I'm right here. Right into it again.
Thanks.
I guess the prompt shows up before you can do it?
Take down the enemy.
Great. Is it? Should be able to do it. I agree. I should be able to do it. It doesn't want me to, though. Gestalt not allowed. All right.
Just like that.
Well, I guess I'll do something else. Here, I'll just exit the game, come back in. Hope I don't have a okay, good. I do not have an embarrassing wallpaper today, so that's good. Gestalt too strong with Odin. Indeed, indeed. That one's on me. Clearly on me. What's up, Midnight Sun? Hello and welcome. Too bad he doesn't have a big old dong flapping around like Dante's Inferno. Most underrated game of EA's catalog. I don't know that I disagree. That was a fantastic game. Visceral always like really stuck the landing, no matter what they tried to make. Has anyone forced you to do a work team bonding thing? Never forced, no. I did try to go to some of those, and it usually didn't go well. Okay, here we go. Third try. Third try. It's just a little Odin try. It's easy. All right, he's gonna murder Snow before I can do anything.
Thanks. Just like that.
R6 with Bruce is now your team bonding? Yeah. I forgot that you have to get protect right off the top or lightning goes down. Actually, hold on, let me see. I don't have that many Crystarium points. Shredder's Revenge is coming to Steam. Yeah. Man, it's back. The 90s are back. They never left. Oh, he got protect out on himself this time. Almost got a cure off.
Thank you.
Motherfuck!
Just like that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We all saw it coming after the 80s avalanche the last 5 years. Yeah. It all wraps around. Time for grind? No! I've done it! I've done it twice! I've beaten it twice! But the game said no. No, you did not. You cannot gestalt today. Yeah, Hope's gonna have to take a nap.
Take down the enemy. Follow my lead.
I beat Final Fantasy VIII yesterday, man. That story is batshit crazy. It super is. Yeah, they just start hitting you with mega bombs, and they don't stop. And they don't feel the need to, like, apologize for any of it. It's just like, oh yeah, and this happened, and then this happened. And it's like the laziest retcon. I guess we all forgot all that stuff. Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, okay.
Let's go.
That's how you deal with plot holes like a master. I guess we forgot. Yeah, 7 Remake is free on PlayStation Now. That's crazy. Or PlayStation Plus. That's bananas.
Take
God,
down the
just-
enemy.
games get so free so fast. It's awesome. It's worth the download for sure. It's a pretty game. It's a pretty game. It's got crazy good music. There's a lot to like about 7 Remake, even if you don't give a shit about Final Fantasy. The story is out there though, so it's just played for the ride, I guess. Yeah, they gotta compete with Game Pass. It's great! It's making everyone try so much harder. There! Yeah, game just bugged. Wouldn't let me hit the damn button. Just gotta play better, clearly. You're not gaming good enough. You gotta game better. All I had to do was hit the button it told me to. Sometimes I feel like when shit like that happens, everyone in the audience is like, look at this fucking moron. Does not hit a button.
Lightning.
No one hit buttons, I swear.
Your brand looks different. Was that an Eidolon? Like Lassie can summon?
Played about 3 hours of 7 Remake. Did not enjoy the combat. Felt choppy and not very fluent. Yeah,
I must have.
I kind of put that on the game's frame rate. I'm excited to see 7 Remake running on something where the frame rate is 60 or higher.
Really in your way?
Is this pre or post Gwent? This was pre-Gwent time.
I'll do better. I'll try harder.
Or are you talking about Triple Triad and Final
We'll
Fantasy
toughen
VIII?
you up.
That was very pre-Gwent.
I'm sorry about before.
I think they meant fluid. It's alright. I'm excited to see how they do the overworld for part 2 of Remake. Yeah, I mean the overworld could just be a series of environments like they did with 10. That might be a better call, given the way 7 played out.
Be ready for ambushes.
I'm saving, absolutely saving. Kind of lame the PlayStation Plus version won't upgrade. I know why, but the blue balls on that, it had to be something. You knew there were going to be blue balls eventually. I was expecting games where like the game is free on Game Pass, like more of the like story conclusion and DLC stuff. People got really bent out of shape about that, but if a game's on Game Pass but like the ending is actually in DLC that costs like $20, I was expecting stuff like that for single player games.
Got my back?
Yeah.
Gestalt mode. After doing it twice, now I can actually use it.
Odin.
Cool. Another tutorial? That's 13, baby!
Cut us a path!
Anime poses and rose petals. Play close attention to Lightning's Gestalt gauge. This gauge represents Gestalt mode's duration. Your Eidolon will disappear when Gestalt mode expires, so it is best to activate it after the gauge is charged. To charge the Gestalt gauge, help your Eidolon attack enemies and build attack chains. Combat controls are slightly different in Gestalt mode. Press buttons shown by Gestalt dial to execute attacks. The dial's count will decrease each time you use an ability. When it reaches 0, your Eidolon will be dismissed. Okay, so yeah, you wanna use your you wanna like charge the meter up and then burn it all on attacks at the end. Okay, alright.
do this together.
I really prefer the more grounded style of clothing everyone in Final Fantasy 15 wears to whatever this is. Yeah, it's... You can put character design on a... Okay. Alright. Razor Gale. Lightning Strike. There's an auto gestalt thing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Charge! Ha! The storm is here. Until next time.
Came back from break to find out you're still in the junkyard, but I have a god horse now, and I shattered the screen.
We'll stop here.
Clearly, there's progress here.
Sorry. Don't sweat it.
Screen protector costs money.
I'll look around.
All right, send me a bill for $5. Look like Moist Critical's dad. Oh. Like, you've actually seen his father and I look like him, or I look like I could be his dad. Oh, could be? Okay, I'll accept that. I'm proud of my moist son. Oh, his dad's been on stream on YouTube a few times? Oh, okay. I'll have to fight him now. I gotta find him and fight him.
Mom?
For ownership and parenthood of that sweet boy.
Not by a long shot.
We must protect him. Would you go on the official podcast again? Yeah, sure, of course. It's easy to go on podcasts. Plus, people have to be nice to you. How old is Hope? Yeah, he's like an early teenager. That's true. Also, like, it's one of the weird... It's weird in Final Fantasy terms, this game is. Because they have, like, story events actually throwing the entire party together, but then they split them up again. And have them, like, have you track each smaller party for a while before they all integrate again and kind of form an actual Final Fantasy game.
I wonder how Hope's doing.
And then, yeah, we got this.
They were headed towards Palampolo.
Belting it out, Daddy.
Kid's on his way home. You can bet on it.
Good for him.
Sure, you king. Hello. You ever have Detroit-style pizza? Actually, yes.
If they manage to slip in quietly.
Stephanie found a delivery service that actually delivered from a pizzeria in Detroit. They would like deep freeze it and then ship it, and it was delicious. It's like kind of Chicago style, but not really. It was not nearly as like dense and heavy as I expected it to be. It was just super delicious. And
find out more.
She got two, luckily, so there's another one in the freezer. And thinking about busting out soon.
I'm terrified of what'll happen. The world probably would be better off without Post the Sea. I mean,
it's more like pan pizza, yeah, but not quite. It's not like it's not a lake of tomato sauce, or it's not a brick of cheese like Chicago can be. Like the balance is actually really good. Do you remember the initial 2006 E3 reveal for this game? I do actually, yeah. I don't know. That's kind of when concept footage was getting a little bananas. And you can kind of understand what they were going for, I guess. when you play the game and then you see that footage. I kind of get it.
You'll be okay with me. Wow.
I don't like that.
It's almost like a village.
What are you talking about? Is this game's version of a bomb or a grenade? Evil D20. It is indeed a bomb. My 360 still has the faceplate from this game? Hell yeah. 360 faceplates are the coolest thing. That's why I'm kind of hoping that there will be a more tolerated aftermarket scene for PS5 chassis plates. I haven't really looked into it yet because I don't really have mine. I have, you know, Stephanie got one that she's letting me borrow, but I want to get that all digital and then look around for some faceplates to make it not look like a monument to I don't know what to. A monument to gaming, I guess, which is not technically a bad thing. How do you like those Sennheisers? Oh, I love them a lot. They're crazy comfortable. Yeah, I need a Shenmue 3 faceplate for my PlayStation 5. That's the only thing I bought it for.
Why don't we look a little closer?
Now we're getting some dungeons with like platforms and levers and meters and stuff. It's still a single line though. I mean, that's actually most Final Fantasy dungeons. It's just a straight line with like little branching paths that go to treasure chests. Are there HD remasters for Shenmue 1 and 2? Yes, there are. Hot idea, stream clips as NFTs. I mean, I don't own the intellectual rights to any of that, so. Also, I need to read about what NFTs actually are or how they work. Would you recommend this game so far? Only to specific kinds of people, I think. I don't know. This is a game I'd recommend to just anyone. If somebody asked about it, it'd have to be a conversation. But that's the magic. No one does. It's one of those, huh? Somebody's gonna get rich off of it. Nobody's not gonna know why.
The old man still got it.
Be reading an aggravating article about it soon. Maybe the fixed camera made it feel less linear. I don't know. Maybe the lack of a minimap, I think, probably made it less obvious to people. I didn't like Final Fantasy X much either, and a lot of people were totally fine with that game, so.
Looks like it doesn't work.
There's some things that come out and everyone seems to like, and I'm just like, this isn't really good. Enough time goes by, actually, and people usually figure it out, weirdly. People came around on Fallout 4 not being that great. Or like Bioshock Infinite. I guess there's finally a wave of people being like, yeah, that game sucked. Yeah, it kind of did. 10 was my first Final Fantasy game. I think that's the case too, and I really hope that I'm not shitting on anyone's like happy childhood, but I do think it, you know, was PS2, it was a lot of people's first Final Fantasy game. I think it's good for that. What is this? Who needs it? This music is alright, though. I like this. Also, this is a pretty cute interpretation of a bomb. I lost it. All right. I hate that 7 was first for a lot of people. They latch onto its best when it's so very mid. Yeah, I get it though. It had the music, it had the atmosphere. It is, I think, by the end of it, in terms of its story execution and characters and themes and stuff, it is kind of a mid-grade one. But I think it was a sweet spot for a lot of people. It was a little more anime, a little more sci-fi. The music had an edge to it that kind of clicked with people. It opened with a really amazing cutscene that kind of brought people in. It had big old boobs, big old tufa boobs. So I get it, but yeah, I agree. I think there's also people who, as with any, like, it's become a generational thing now. There are all sorts of things that people get into when they're young, and they get disproportionately valued as time goes by. Like Transformers, man. Transformers is, it's a garbage cartoon made to sell toys, but some people think about it like it's a generational monument, or like an important cultural outputting. They remember it fondly. Power Rangers. It was hacked together from like a bunch of shows they barely had the rights to. The US variant specifically. 7 is great. It just didn't need a zillion spin-offs, movies, and remakes, etc. It doesn't, but that's the power of generational appeal. And if people want it, why not make it for them? Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, Ninja Turtles was weird because like the original property wasn't what became popular, but it was just, yeah, whatever went through the pop filter screen, whatever was palatable to kids and could be merchandised. That's what fell out of it. Yeah, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe's just Call of Duty before Call of Duty. Marketing and making military shit palatable to kids. What's my favorite Final Fantasy game? Well, I get the cheat answer, because I can see Final Fantasy 14. Why are they wearing little suits? It's kind of cute. So it happens. It happens. I think you're dead on in identifying some of these trends, but you know, unfortunately, I don't think there's a lot of elevated thought that occurs after those realizations. You know, once you're like, it's only popular because people hit it at a certain age, and then you're like, well, I guess that's everything. That's everything at all times. Adults go through cycles where they just want to really roll around and revel in the things that they enjoyed and discovered when they were in their teens or whatever. Single-player Final Fantasies, that one would probably be 6. But again, that's going to be owing to the time that I played it in and what I was familiar with when I played it. I liked 15 quite a bit. I haven't played the Royal Edition, which I'm excited to see how it's kind of like, how that game matured, because I played it at launch on PS4 Pro, so I want to see it in high resolution, high frame rate. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see 16. 16 seems like it's going to be much more grounded and realistic, much more directly motivated. Maybe characters with a little more subtlety. Something that does seem like it's more Final Fantasy VI style, like a dark medieval political fantasy story. 12 was kind of down that route as well. 14 has story movements that are like that. And you know, it's coming from Yoshi P. So excited to see him produce something that isn't resurrecting an MMO. Yeah, all praise to Yoshi P for saving Final Fantasy and Square Enix in general. Yeah, blow magic. That's what struck me about the original trailer too. There's blood in it. I can't think of many other Final Fantasy games that have visible blood. It seems like such a small and dumb thing to notice, but it's important, I think. I think it communicates a lot about the game's intended tone. 14 gets saved, and then Square Enix goes, "Let's release Avengers." Yeah, someday I hope I get to know the full breadth of what was going on there. I feel like Square paid an assload of money for the license. They realized they had to get the game out before next gen hit, so they threw like 3 dev studios on it and gave them each 2 years of time. And then once the game's out, it didn't hit this critical mass where it was worth really like following up on, so now it's just kind of coasting. And it is what it is. Square moving Eidos away from Deus Ex and onto Avengers is such a sadness. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, I think, for producing games that we want to play. But from a business standpoint, you know, you can have a dev studio work on a sequel to a game that probably didn't sell all that well, or you can have them pinch hit and try to get Marvel's Avengers to be a smash. One's got way more earning potential than another. If you want to keep the money flow up to pay everyone. Is Crystal Dynamics owned by Square? Were they acquired?
Guess running's out of the question.
Oh, they were, okay. People who bought Avengers honestly deserve a good game. I feel right now it's not that. I mean, I don't know about deserve. It would be cool if Avengers fans could play a game that was good, but I don't know that anyone deserves a game. That's kind of on you to research a game before you buy it. And to me, like the writing was all over the wall about that game. I think it was pretty obvious what state it was in. The Avengers themselves deserve a good game, I guess. I don't know, maybe. I don't see, that's another property that I guess I just don't have any kind of baked in fondness for. The movies were cool. There's a lot of potential there to have like a class-based beat 'em up based on the Avengers, yeah. But they didn't really nail it, so.
Wisdom does come with age.
Yeah, just play Ultimate Alliance, I guess. Yeah. What was the last big Marvel game?
Execute myself.
Well, that's tough, like, because Marvel's under Disney now, and Disney's relationship with AAA games publishing is basically fizzled out. Although apparently they're spooling it back up again, so whatever. But yeah, Disney goes through this cycle where they want to push into AAA games, and then they decide they don't want to, and they bail out. And now I guess they're hiring back up for Disney Interactive for some reason, so. Yeah, they went all mobile for the last 5 years, so. Like Disney Infinity was kind of their last thing, and they're like, nah, we're good. Bye.
Follow the old man's lead.
Disney's an interesting company because something can be doing well, but if it's not doing well enough, like there's definitely like different levels of success, and Disney expects expects things to do very well to make it worth their time. Thanks for the heals there, Vanilla. I mean, to be fair, I hit the wrong.
Finally run out.
I hit the wrong thing. Disney should be way better at video games than they are. Well, again, I think it comes down to profit expectation and profit tolerance. I don't know that I entirely disagree with Disney for stepping out of the AAA space when they did. I think a couple of things had to settle out. Now that, like, the market got bigger in those years, by the way, too. So, I think the numbers shifted around, and maybe from Disney's stance it does make sense. But, like, being successful in the game space doesn't mean what we think it means. You know, publishing a few games that are good isn't the same thing as earning enough money. we like to think that quality and revenue are closely tied in the games industry, and to a degree they are, but that is changing. I think one of the signs of the games industry maturing is that it's not necessarily like critical reception that determines game performance anymore. You know, FIFA's been a moneymaker for a long time, so yeah, Disney wants that FIFA in their pocket. I think that's the kind of money they're looking for. That's what like Infinity was supposed to be, but have you watched Alana's video regarding video games in the stock market? Nope. I do think that that games fans draw ridiculous parallels between their perception and the perception of investors, which is more reflected in stock price. It's fun to see the gamers who, to be honest, are really not that educated about much in terms of the real world movements of money, talk about or try to interpret everything they see as through their own lens of perception. It's been interesting. The gamers have a discourse that is pretty far removed from reality, but that's kind of true of all discourse, right? If we're all just talking on the internet, we're all making shit up. All right, I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back. Dun, dun, dun. This could use more 24-hour Cinderella. You're right about that, actually. I do owe MediaTek some clips. Notice I'm not wearing my headphones because I actually think I'm gonna shut the stream down here. Bit of a shorter stream today. I did an earlier one, a shorter one. I've been kind of doing some stuff lately, so I'm gonna bail out early and just take a lazy afternoon. I can show some stuff though. Here's a little hint about what I've been working on. I hope this works. Actually, I don't think it's gonna super work, but I've been nope, it doesn't work at all. Never mind. I've been experimenting a bit with using some masks and stuff over some of my stream display elements, and then also doing some like stream graphics work with someone else. So there'll be an entirely new visual aesthetic coming soon. I got to do a little audio work and make up some sound effects and stuff. Yeah, it looks great, right? So I'm excited for that. Messing around with masking in OBS has unlocked a whole wealth of potentials for me. But yeah, that's something I'll probably be tinkering with later. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with probably a more normal, more full day of streams. Oh yeah, you got some flowers. Nice. But I'm gonna go cook food and take it easy. So I encourage you to do the same if you can, even if you're working. Take it easy. Oh, well, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.